Hey friends, welcome to my YouTube channel. Don't forget to press the bell icon like thumbs up, share up right arrow, and subscribe red heart.
Keith Urban.
Thank you. God, I love that film. So I'm going to speak to a little bit about a particular view I get of Nick for a long time now. But I'll start with the fact that we met in January 2005. We were being honoured at this event called G'day LA, which sounds a bit like a pickup line from Crocodile Dundee. We chatted very briefly. I was trying to play it cool, but inside I felt like I'd snuck into the Royal Ball, simply because Nick had such a truly otherworldly aura about her, and I felt a bit like I was meeting a real-life princess. I know a lot of you can relate to that. And despite all of that, I did manage to get her phone number on a tiny piece of paper, and I carried that number in my pocket for well over a week. I pull it out and look at it, put it back in my pocket. I was scared. I was nervous to call her. And as prone as I might have been at the time to all sorts of delusional thinking, even I couldn't stretch that to think that this extraordinary woman would ever see anything in a guy like me. And that's not me being humble, that's literally how I saw myself and her. I did, as you probably figured out, pluck up the courage to finally call her. We started talking, and we just talked and talked like we'd known each other our whole lives. It turned out that this mystic creature was really just a wide-eyed, vivacious, giddy girl from the Sydney suburbs, and despite being born in Honolulu, she was utterly Aussie through and through. Everyone speaking here tonight is going to talk about Nick's talent, and I could easily do that myself. I mean, she truly is one of the greats, as Russell Crowe said, and tonight proves that I'm not just a biased husband. But I do want to take an opportunity to talk about Nick's heart and her spirit. We got married in June 2006, and barely 4 months into our marriage, my addictions that I'd done really nothing about blew our marriage to smithereens, and I went into the Betty Ford Centre for 3 months. 4 months into a marriage, I'm in rehab for 3 months with no idea what was going to happen to us. And if you want to see what love in action really looks like, give that a whirl. Nick pushed through every negative voice, I'm sure even some of her own, and she chose love. And here we are tonight, 18 years later. But that's the thing about Nick. She loves life. She loves and she loves life. I've actually never met anyone who has such a passion for being alive. She's got a bit of ready, fire, aim about her. Thank God. Because it's fun as hell to be around, because anything can happen at any moment. She's endlessly curious. She dives in head first, and she follows with little to no thinking at all of the consequences. Perfect. It's so pure in all the right ways. And she's also preserved her inner little girl beautifully, admirably. Consequently, Nick's not jaded. She's not cynical. She's definitely not complacent. And she's not afraid to be afraid. I mean that professionally and also personally. If something, someone, some story speaks to her in some way, she wants to explore it. So even her film choices often have a bit of a zigzag pattern to them. Okay, Allied, I'm going to tell you guys one acting story about Nick, and it's to do with the first time I was on a set. I'd never been on a set before. I'm on a set, Nick's filming. She's out in the street, and in the scene, she has to watch her child get hit by a car. So I'm in catering. I hear this primal maternal wail, and I go rushing after her before I realise it's not actually happening. But every fibre of my body, every part of me believed that it was real. It was eerie, and I still feel a little bit disturbed about it right now. I mean, because Nick, I've always said this about her, she doesn't act, she accesses. She portals emotionally, mentally, physically, and her eyes Man, those eyes on camera. She can tell a whole story and never utter a word. When it comes to our family, though, Nick is an amazing communicator. She was the first person I ever met who literally says things like, "Are you venting or are you asking my opinion? How does that make you feel? Do you want my help? How can I help?" But one of the things people don't know about Nick is when I met her, she was living in New York City, completely alone, in a rented apartment in Chelsea. And she would say things to me like, "I don't need anyone. I can take care of myself." I had to push through all of that to let her know that you don't have to do that anymore, Nick. I'm here and I'm going to love you through everything. And I mean everything. Even the highs and lows of a long career. Anyone in the room tonight that's had a long career or is having a long career knows exactly what I'm talking about. Trust me, those highs and lows can come with some really dark energy and those dreaded 3 a.m. feelings of complete failure. We've also navigated deep grief together with the loss of both of our dads, but also the joys of births and now raising a family, our 2 girls, Sunny and Faith, here tonight. And I get to see Nick being a mum. It's one of the most beautiful things. She's so loving. And her and I both come from tight 4-member family units as well. So we try and do the same with our girls, keeping a tight little unit wherever we are. We'll make homes on film locations all over the world, from Bowen, Queensland, Australia, when we were filming with Baz out there, to Marrakesh, Morocco. And wherever we are, Nick's always found a way to get our girls into schools, much to their chagrin sometimes. But her thing is like, it's not just about learning, it's also social, having some friends. She knows the importance of expressing feelings as well. She's very, very good at that. I wasn't raised like this at all, so our girls are very lucky to be learning from you, baby. I'm learning too. I heard a saying years ago that we're all spiritual beings having a human experience. That's Nick to a T. A Gemini with the duality to prove it. She's raw, but she's resilient. She's serious and a complete goofball. Crazy. Fun to be around. She's an excellent organizer and she's super chill. But she also has a bit of a mantra, and that is, choose love. And I've watched her do this many times, navigating emotionally complex things that she's gone through with so many people. She always chooses that phrase. She lives by it. Choose love. She has a capacity to love like no one I've ever met. And I know tonight's all about her body of work so far, baby. But next year will be 20 years that I've been madly in love with you. Congratulations, baby girl.
Thank you for watching my video.